Welcome to a new week here on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Micciche. I'm a financial advisor and co-owner of True North Retirement Advisors, a fee-only fiduciary financial advisory practice managing over $425 million in assets. For 17 years, I've helped clients retire with confidence, and my goal on this podcast is to simplify the complexities of retirement planning so you can focus on what truly matters, enjoying your retirement years while maintaining financial security. All right, this week we're exploring the topic 10 stupid things people waste money on. I'm not saying you're stupid, no, but we make stupid decisions. I make dumb decisions all the time, especially when it comes to spending. So I'm not perfect. I recognize that, but I do see patterns. And I think the old adage is right. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So whether you have an average income or a top 1% income or somewhere in between, building up wealth and savings over time often comes down to your spending habits. Now, it's very hard to have these conversations. I see a lot of detailed budgets when I'm working with my clients. I talk to a lot of people, even people who aren't clients, random people about money. So I see a lot of budgets. I see a lot of spending habits. I see a lot of the back end of things that maybe you don't see on the surface because you might look at someone outwardly and think that they're doing okay financially when in reality, they're up to their eyeballs in debt. But I actually see who's up to their eyeballs and who's not. And some of the budgets I look at, they're excellent. They're spending relative to their income. They're not frivolously spending in multiple areas. Everybody has what I call like a little bit of a guilty pleasure, and that's actually okay. You may have one or two categories where you know it's like you spend a little bit too much, but you really enjoy it and it's worth it to you. The problem comes when I see people who, relative to their income and relative to their other financial goals, like they still may be paying off student loans or have credit card debt, or they're trying to save up to buy a house. That's usually people on the younger end, like my own demographic, age group, and people that I talk to just in daily life. And then people that I'm talking to who are getting closer to retirement. A lot of them haven't saved enough yet, and they really need to take advantage of those peak earning years where, you're in the last maybe 5-10 years of retirement. Before retirement, hopefully you're making more than you've ever made before. And we need to take advantage of that by being very mindful of your spending. So not blowing it on huge, lavish vacations, all the while you're only saving like 3% of your pay in your 401k. That's not good. Obviously, I recognize there are exceptions to this. You could have situations, it could be a big medical bill or a divorce or something, a big life event that causes you to spend more or not be able to save or drain all your cash or go into debt. But your net worth, for the most part across time, it comes down to your spending decisions relative to your income. This is very important because there are lots of people out there who are really struggling financially, and it's simply because they can't make enough money to pay their bills. They're not living frivolous lifestyles. They're not overspending. They're not buying first class when they should be in coach. They're not even going anywhere on an airplane. I'm not talking about those people because for many of you listening, you are in your peak earning years. And hopefully the days of stretching your income to the next paycheck and eating PB&J until the next week of payday are long gone. And so if you want to build up your net worth, especially as you get closer to retirement, it's absolutely critical to pay attention to how you spend your money, where it goes, and avoid spending money on stupid stuff. So this week, I'm going to talk about some of the things I see people spending money on that I think are stupid. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying the spending, it's a stupid thing that you're buying. It's not smart. You may be smart. I'm not saying you're stupid. I hope you understand the difference. I just think it's stupid. Don't spend your money on that. I spend my money on stupid stuff all the time. It may or may not make me stupid. The jury's still out on that. I don't know. But all of these areas are stupid things people spend money on, also point to deeper issues and problems with spending that I think are important to clean up before you retire. So don't get bristly on me and turn it off because I tell you that the luxury handbag that you're buying is stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, but I'm saying we should pay attention to that. What does that mean? Why are you buying that in the first place? And actually, come on back tomorrow because that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about why I think luxury handbags are one of the most common. I see it everywhere, everywhere. Everybody's got a designer bag. I can't tell the difference between what's fake and what's real, but everybody wants to flash that logo and show everybody how they've made it. And they could be 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 years old. I see it across age demographic groups. And I notice it a lot. And I think it's not that smart, not at least as something to spend your money on. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. My name is Ashley Micciche, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.